It might be a little too early for most Western New Yorkers to say it is the night before Christmas, but it's the night before Christmas here at the Theater of Youth on Allen Street, and we're standing by with Artistic Director Meg Quinn. Now, Meg, the Theater of Youth is known around the area for bringing childhood favorite stories to life. What is the story you're working on right now? Because the title is something that most people will recognize.
Absolutely. Well, the play references the wonderful poem that everyone knows, The Night Before Christmas, and the play is about an extraordinary adventure that happens to three kids in London during World War II, and it happens on Christmas Eve. So throughout the play, they reference the poem, but there's a whole other story that happens around that. But it's a wonderful, wild adventure with all kinds of creative, amazing things that happen on stage. There'll be great surprises for the audience.
And let's talk about the stage. I don't want to give all of the surprises away, but one of the things that has a lot of people in Western New York talking about is the ice skating that happens right on stage.
That's right. Well, our set designer, Ken Shaw, really wanted to make this moment in the play happen. The script calls for this character to go ice skating in the middle of a terrible blizzard at the North Pole, of course. And we thought, how can we make it, pretend that you're skating, choreograph it, but we decided to investigate, and we were very lucky that a good friend of ours at Corbel Plastics made it possible. So the Corbel Plastics company out in Orchard Park, as a matter of fact, has donated this marvelous floor material for us. It's a 30-foot by 12-foot piece of plastic, very thick plastic, but you can skate on it. So it's been great fun to make that happen, along with all kinds of snow and special effects, video effects happening around it. So we could really achieve that part of the story, and it comes as a surprise. Even though we're mentioning it now and you still see it on stage, it's just this marvelous, magical moment that happens.
And you mentioned some of the other things that happen on stage, and it seems like this was a creative collaboration between a lot of people that are out there in Buffalo doing unique things in their own right, and they're all coming together to make this incredibly special.
That's right, and this is an American premiere. The show has never been done in the United States, actually never been done in North America, and we're the first company to do it. It is a British play. And to make the second act, which has all kinds of adventure happening at the North Pole, Santa Claus and all that, we brought in videographer Brian Milbrand, and Brian has created, with the help of someone else, illustrations that give us all this fantastic background, and snow falling down, and snow that becomes blinding snow and is driving at people. So you really get a sense that you're in another world. Then we also have our music and sound designer here at the theater, so that combined with the video, Bobby Cook choreographed the ice skating, Corbel Plastic bringing the ice skating in. We reached out to many different people to just kind of all put their bit into it. Because it takes place in Britain, the accents were important, so we remind the kids at the beginning that it's like listening to Harry Potter, because they know what that means British-wise. And
you also told me that there's a Norwegian Santa Claus.
That's right.
It seems like this is the perfect journey to take to get yourself in the mood for the holidays. Just real quick, what are the dates and where can people find the information?
Well, it opens this weekend, runs through December 21st. We have two shows, Friday night and Saturday and Sunday this weekend, and then Saturday and Sunday through the 21st. Theaterofyouth.org is our website, and you can go there and very easily buy tickets.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Now, I'm going to toss it back to you, Lauren, but before you completely take it over, I'm going to tell you that we're going to throw some theater lingo at you. We're going to drop the scrim, and we're going to be in a blizzard of our own coming up in our next segment. People will be dressed as Santa Claus. It's definitely something that you're going to want to see. So right now, we're sending it back to you.
All right, can't wait. Thank you so much for kicking things off live from the theater.
That is right, Lauren. We are in the midst of a very manageable winter storm in a sleigh with the cast of Night Before Christmas at the Theater of Youth. Now, I want to introduce you to two people that I introduced you to before. Tim Newell plays Santa Claus, and Tammy Hayes McGovern, who plays Mrs. Claus. Now, before we left off, we were talking a little bit about how you connected with the real Santa Claus to get into character, and you had a very interesting way of doing that.
Right. I decided to Skype with him rather than write him an old-fashioned letter because, well, the post office these days, you know, it's a busy time of the year. So it certainly expedited things by Skyping with him, and he was very, very generous and forthcoming with a lot of information as to how I should embody him for this particular production of The Night Before Christmas.
That's a really tech-friendly Santa Claus. Does he have any help? Is it the elves? Is it the reindeer?
It's definitely the elves. They have a little control center, and they handle all of his incoming Skypes and FaceTime on his iPhone. It's just extraordinary how far he's come.
I'll have to talk to you in the break to find out a little bit more about how I can get in contact with Santa, because I have some choice words to say to that gentleman from what I got last year.
He's a big texter.
He's a big texter.
Yes.
You can text Santa Claus. We're finding out about the North Pole right here. And I want to turn turn it over to you, Tammy, because behind Santa, the woman that makes all this possible is Mrs. Claus. So what is it like playing her?
Yes, it's a very important role, and I think it's gotten bigger over the years. Do you agree, Santa?
Oh, sure.
Right, because, you know, sometimes Santa's in a funk, and he needs just a little extra push for the holiday spirit, and that's kind of my job right now.
And how is Rudolph? We always like to check in on him.
Oh, he's beloved, isn't he? He's a great guy. Love Rudolph. He's doing very well, actually.
Now I
He's
hear
in good health.
Rudolph is in good health. Now I hear some rumors that you're recommending that people leave out carrot sticks and celery for Santa instead of cookies and milk because that bowl full of Jell-O looks a little bit bigger than usual.
I guess so, but Santa, you should leave whatever you see fit out on the table for Santa.
Emphasis
loves
on
chocolate.
fit. Now, Tim, I want to bring it back to you because it seems like the entire cast is having a blast, bringing people into the holiday spirit. What is it like working on the show?
It's a wonderful story set in 1941 during the Second World War in London, and times are tough. Food is being rationed, and citizens of London have to keep the lights out because of the bombings by the German aircraft. But then behind it, underneath it, is this charming story about these young kids who discover this very strange, mysterious woman, and the journey that they have to take in order to accomplish a very important mission that has suddenly gone astray because the spirit of Santa has diminished a little bit. It's wartime, and it seems like the world is very cold and frozen because of this, exactly. And it seems like the spirit of Christmas is being slightly forgotten.
And for people that want to come out and get into the holiday spirit, where can they go for a little bit more information on the play or to find more information on how to get tickets?
On the website, I think it's theaterofyouth.org, is that right? And check your local listings in the paper. There was a wonderful article in the Buffalo News that was published online, if you want to check that out, at buffalonews.com. Call the theater. They'd be happy to talk to you.
All right, well, I'm definitely in the Christmas spirit, and I'm finding a lot of interesting things about Santa Claus, including that he likes to communicate with people via Skype, and his elves handle that. We're having a lot of fun here at the Theater of Youth. You definitely want to check out The Night Before Christmas if you're looking for a fun family way to get into the mood for the holiday season. But right now, I'm going to send it back to Lauren, who's on the couch.